Look at this view here. Just vast. If anybody talks about the middle of nowhere, this is probably where they're talking about. Kind of needed this break. Nice little break. The way to do that is this tool here. This is what I do anyways. It's called the Crunch It tool. It's like a maze back in there. Hey guys, Chris here. Today I am in the middle of Nevada. One of those places, it's the middle of nowhere again. I call this Nevada's outback. I'm in a vast stretch of Bureau of Land Management land here, BLM, and I got an access road, a dirt road. It's taking me out here. We'll see how far I can get with it. And I found on Google Earth a really interesting looking, whoa, I just hit something, red rock formation of towers, cliffs, and a like a mesa. And I really like that kind of stuff. I like checking out places that are really off the trail, off the grid, and that's what I'm doing right now. And see if I can get close enough, and then we're parking the car, and then I'm going to backpack the rest of the way in. So see if I can survive this road, but that's next. Okay, so things have kind of changed on me here. I've lost the visual on the red rock formation, the mesa that I was trying to get to, and because of the landscape, I would be in a little valley. I'd go up, down, and up to get to this place. With the sun going down, it's just not in my best interest to not have a visual on this thing and just go by GPS and or feel. And so I am going to take this small mountain. It's like a lava mountain right here, and I can see the backside is really rugged. There's maybe some towers or something there. So these things are, when you're out exploring, sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. So we'll see what's out there, see what we can find. But I got to get that tent set up. It is November, late November, and the sun just goes down so quickly. It's 3:45, and it's going to be down in about 40 minutes. So got to get to it. We got some cattle up ahead. Bureau of Land Management is multi-use land, so there's cattle that lease, ranchers lease cattle for the land out here. We got a nice little herd coming up here. I'm going to take it nice and easy through here. Woohoo! Healthy looking herd. Wow. Alright kids, there they go. Rolling, 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 keep them doggies rolling. It's going to be about 19 once that sun goes down, probably about midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. It'll go down to about 19 degrees, so it's gonna be pretty cold. I did pick up a brand new sleeping bag liner. It's gonna add about 10 degrees to my bag to keep it that much warmer. So as normally it's about a 20-degree bag, this should get me down to 10, but realistically it's gonna need to be about 20 degrees. It'll make me feel about 20 degrees. So anything less than that is survival. So packing it up. Also got the Alps Lynx one. It's a little heavier duty tent. Good rain fly, goes all the way down to the ground, and we're gonna work with that one tonight. This is still a 3-season tent. I'm looking for a 4-season tent to get me through the winter as far as snow country and stuff, but this will do for tonight. Alright, I am out here. Out in the middle of nowhere, guys. This is what nowhere looks like. Look at that. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's interesting. Definitely an uncluttered feel to it. I mean, every direction I see nothing. I don't see ranches, power lines. I'm well off the road there, a few miles. I didn't even keep track of that, but I'm out here. So I have kind of a silhouette of a butte ways off, and I am going to hike towards that. And I could see on the map, it looked kind of, like I said, kind of rough on the back side of it. Well, it could be lava rock or something kind of cool like that. So I'm going to get up super early, get that coffee going. I'm going to need it after a cold night in the tent. But yeah, staying positive. It'd be nice to have more light, but kind of getting used to it. Once you get the pack on and get warmed up, it doesn't feel as overwhelming to spend the night alone in the middle of the desert. When you're cold and not exactly sure where you're going, you tend to kind of go, eh, maybe I should just go home and sit in the couch, order a pizza. Not tonight. I'm gonna go check this out. We'll get through it. It's gonna be a good night. Spend the night here, so I like this. There's some things coming up here. I got this mesa, this big hill with some rock on it. I want to find a spot up here and get a nice level spot out of the wind, get camp set up. Okay, so here's my setup. I got the Thermarest Z seat. This works great right outside my front door here. So, and to sit on, especially since I'm in rock country now. Got the Nemo Tensor insulated. This is extra wide. That's going to work really well. And that is my sleep pad. Have the Teton Sports sleeping bag liner. This is going to add 10 degrees. It's a brand new purchase I just made this week, and it's going to add about 10 degrees. So with my Kelty Cosmic Down, that is a 20-degree bag. but realistically you're going to be comfortable at about 30 degrees. So this will add the 10 degrees to get me to about 20 degrees with that. And lastly, I got the Nemo Pillow right there. That works really good. It's very comfortable. I really like that. So anyways, I'm going to be really cozy tonight. Not going to be too bad. There we go. Trick is to hold your thumb over this stem here, and then that keeps that valve from popping out when you remove the pump sack. Very important. Okay, so I am among the rocks here, and I made a little kitchen, and I'm going to keep things kind of simple, but should be pretty tasty too. So I got a little bit of work in front of me, but I have a pork chop here, and I have the pasta sides by Knorr with the Alfredo. That should be really good with my pork chop here, and keeping it simple. There we go. And that's going to mix really well with the pasta sauce, because the pasta sauce the flavor will override any blandness, so I don't have to put a ton of salt and pepper on. But I'm going to cut this up into little pieces, and then it's just going to cook even faster, which is fine with me. It is dry, the temp is dropping, but we got a moon kind of trying to come through. That's kind of fun. It's one of those kind of scary moons with the clouds around it, and like you see in the horror movies. Let's do one more like this. Yeah, look at that. Get that nice and level. There we go. Pulling a few sticks out of here. Oh, it's coming together nicely. Look at that. Nice and golden. Look at that. That is almost done. There we go. That's coming together. Look at that. There we go. All right, this looks done and nice and creamy. There we go. Look at that. Nice and hot too. And then we're going to add the grilled pork chops, grilled on the skillet. So that'll warm those up, and then I'm gonna eat. All right, there it is. That looks pretty good. Okay, I got everything put away, and I am getting ready for bed here. I look kind of scary, don't I? And it's getting pretty cold out. My hands I got some gloves, but doing all the work with the cooking, you just can't wear gloves where you're doing that. So, but I'm going into bed, gonna stay warm, and we'll see you guys in the morning, and it should be a good sunrise. Looking forward to that. There's really cool rock formations right around here, And we're going to take a look at that in the morning. Good morning. It is currently 19 degrees out here. But we got the sun coming up right there. The friendly ball of fire gonna make my day here. Right now, this is a pretty incredible area. I can see. I came in kind of late, so I didn't really get a look at it. So I'm gonna do some exploring right now. All right, I slept pretty good. That sleeping bag liner really made a difference, I think. It was, like I said, it's 19 right now, and it's pretty cold. My hands are a little cold, but I do have some light gloves on, so it helps. But this is really interesting. There's a bunch of rock formations, but there's little canyons that go up inside of them. I'm trying to get into this one here. Look at that. Wow, check this out. Pretty cool. Wow, look at this. It's just eroded, really deep cuts here. It goes into these little canyons. Wow. It just cuts right through the rock. Wow. That is really cool. It's a really a maze out here of all these rock formations, and I don't know if I could get lost, but it's really hard to find exactly where you were just a few minutes ago. I imagine if this was like miles and miles, it's easy to get lost in something like this, or not find your way back to camp. It all looks the same after a while. Very cool. Okay, I did like a howl, and I got a response. Let's see if I can do that again. And it wasn't an echo. Anyway, listen, just see if we can catch this thing again. Ow! Sound like a coyote. I heard him twice. Very interesting. I'll let you know. I'm here in the middle of the desert. I heard coyotes last night. And take one last look here. But you can see behind me, it just, look at that. And those are little canyons heading up that way. So it's like a maze back in there of these like mini canyons. So I'm going to do some more exploring after breakfast, but I gotta get some coffee going. It's kind of interesting how the Alps Lynx 1, the color, at least this secondary color, is almost identical to the rock that is around my tent here. It's like I'm living in a boulder. Freeze-dried scrambled eggs. These are really pretty good though. It says with bacon. Wow. All right, this just needs about 1 cup. That should do it. Nice steamy cup of coffee. Well, we got some jets or something doing some maneuvering right over me here. Something going on. But that is a nice hot cup of coffee, so. All right, there it is. Breakfast is served.
Welcome to Denny's. I think the menu at Denny's is really good. It's got a really neat selection.
And I always find their coffee is excellent and the service is real good.
I love to get out of the kitchen, and Denny's is a great place to come for dinner. At Denny's, I can get anything on the menu at any time of day, and I love it. Welcome to Denny's. I think it's really great. We're looking good.
Okay, so because I love to bring my own coffee, I have the GSI coffee filter here. And this I think is like $8 or $9. But this works great for me, but I have to deal with the coffee grounds. And so what I do to make sure I do a leave no trace, I bring a Ziploc bag, and I'll just, if it's a one night, overnighter like I'm doing tonight, or last night, just put it in a Ziploc bag, bring it home, and I clean it out at home, especially in the desert when there's no water nearby. But it's just best to practice leave no trace. Okay, so one other thing, I was cooking last night, and this fuel canister, this mini Primus, ran out of fuel. It got really low and it was very ineffective. And as you want to recycle these, you want to make the compressed air so it's not as dangerous by throwing it in a recycle bin. The way to do that is this tool here. This is what I do anyways. It's called the Crunch It tool by JetBoil. It's a butane canister recycling tool. And what this does is it punches holes in the top of this and releases the compressed butane. So let me show you how this works. I'm going to take this thing here and we thread this on right there to the top here, and this is going to release the remaining, because there's always some remaining fuel inside. See that? There we go. So we're going to release the remaining butane there. There's a little teeny hole right there, and it's releasing the last part of it. So now that the air, the compressed air is out of there, the butane, we're going to take this tool here, and now that it's attached like this, I can take it and punch holes like that. Do you see that? And then we rotate this, punch another one, and do one more just for, and then we unthread this thing. See that? Now I got 4 holes in here. All the compressed air is out. Now it's safe to recycle that. Just throw it in your recycle bin if it allows metal or aluminums. And that's how you take care of that. I believe this was about $8 for the Crunch It tool by Jetboil. So if anybody's interested. Okay, I wanted to show you guys how I pack my gear into my backpack, and I have a very specific order and it really works for me. Alright, so I always start out with the sleeping bag in the sleeping bag compartment. I just really like having a dedicated sleeping bag compartment because the sleeping bag is just so bulky. Even if you have a super lightweight sleeping bag, it's still big, one of your biggest items next to your tent. Then I take the Z seat, I put that on the outside because that works great right there with the sleeping pad straps, but that works perfect for me. I still use, even out in the desert, I'm still using my Bear canister mainly because I got all my kitchen gear in here. The stove, the fuel canister, my food, all the utensils, fire starter material, everything fits in there, and this fits really well in my pack, so that goes next, and then everything else works around that. And it looks like it's going to take up the whole pack, but it doesn't. Then next is the tent, and that goes right next to it. And this is where it goes really fast. And then the next I do, and I slide in between the tent and the Bear canister. My food storage is the Nemo tensor, or the sleep pad. There we go, look at that, it's way down there. So now I have room to put the other smaller things now, like my first aid kit can just slide right over here, and the pillow will be next. Next I put my water pot in here, and then I just pack things around the top, and it works really well like that. Pillow slips right in here like that. This can go in here like this. See how everything just kind of fits in there? All the smaller things fit right in the top there very nicely. Then I'll take my Sea to Summit plate here and my skillet, and I nest those together, and then I just set those right in the top there like that. Or that could go in one of the zippered compartments right here, but for today that works just fine. Then water bottles, let's put those on the outside. Then in the top lid I put my electronics up here, and then keys, wallet, and phone go in the very, very top in this compartment right here. And that is how I do it. right, we are near the top here. Look at this. Woo! Well, there's technically the top. But look at this view here. Just vast. If anybody talks about the middle of nowhere, this is probably where they're talking about. There is nothing out here. All right, there it is. Woo! All right, that was awesome, you guys. I got one more thing I want to show you before we wrap it up. It's actually pretty cool. It's a local tourist attraction right out in this area, which is very extremely remote. So you got an idea, but we'll go check that out. Okay, so I am, like I said, near Middlegate, Nevada when I did my hike. It's just 2 miles that way. And Middlegate, Nevada was originally a Pony Express stop. That's where they switched horses right there. And the reason it's called Middlegate is on either side of it, there's two small, almost like passes, but they just these like notches where those very small mountain ranges create these like gates. So there's an east gate, a west gate, and they call themselves Middlegate. And once the Pony Express stopped after about 2 years, 1862 to 1864, I believe. It was just a couple years, not even. About 18 months the Pony Express ran. Then it became a stage stop and a freight station for traffic coming through here. And now it's just the nearest gas is 50 miles in any direction, and so it's gas, food, and some lodging right there in Middlegate. And even the sign on the building at Middlegate, which is just a bar and gas station, it says middle of nowhere with the elevation. Isn't that funny? And that's what I've been saying. It is. It feels like you're in the middle of nowhere out here. But the scenic attraction in this area, it's called the Shoe Tree. And the Shoe Tree is this giant cottonwood that it's right behind me here. And this cottonwood tree is filled with shoes. And the legend has it, the story has it, long time ago, there was a newlywed couple traveling through the area. They stopped here to take a break. I guess they were camping, and they got into a heated argument, and the wife decided to storm off, and she was barefoot. So he said, if you leave, you're gonna have to leave without your shoes. He proceeded to tie the shoes together, and he threw them up into the tree, went to the bar, the local bar down at Middlegate, and sat and talked to the bartender while he was drinking beer. And the bartender said, you might want to go back and find out what your wife is doing. He came back, they reconciled, and the rest is history, and they lived happily ever after. But this is the Shoe Tree. I'm going to take a pair of shoes. I got my hiking boots, and I am going to put them up in this tree. Okay, so I'm going to take my hiking boots, the wore out ones, and I am going to be throwing them up in the tree. And I got my new Moab 2s by Merrill right here. Out with the old, in with the new. So all right, there we go. Did it! Right there, they're still swinging. There's my old hiking boots. All right. Okay, guys, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Stay focused, stay positive, And as always, keep hiking. I think I want my shoes back. Yeah, they're perfect up there.